I see your hand? 12 hands. How many of us have heard about the book Science of Getting Rich? You have heard about the book Science of Getting Rich. You have heard about it and not read it. Can I see your hand? Okay. Now, one of the things I try to do for myself is that whenever I hear about a book, I try to read it. Most of the books I've heard about, and I heard are good, I've read them. Because it doesn't make sense to know that there's value somewhere and not utilize it. Okay, so if there's value somewhere, one of the key things I want to do is to read it. Now, I'm talking about a few things, but I'm referring to that because there's something interesting there that aligns with what I'm about to share with you as well. In The Science of Getting Rich, the book is based on the premise that says there is an exact science to getting rich. What does that mean? It says that getting rich is not probability. That if you understand some particular things, getting rich can become mathematically certain. Let me ask you a few questions. 1 plus 1 equals
2.
I didn't hear you. How come everybody said 2? Because what? Because of what we're taught. Because it's true, isn't it? 1 bread plus 1 loaf of bread plus 1 loaf of bread equals to 2 loaves of bread. I can see practically. Is it something, can I say, in some cases it can be equal to something else? Come again? Marriage. Science, as a principle, says there are causes, there are effects. Once you do the causes, you get the effect. Once you behave in a particular way, you get a particular result. Now, for many years, people did not know that wealth had a science to it. They felt, well, if you are lucky, if you are born with the right background, if you are born in the right city, if you are born in the right village, if you are born in the right place, then chances happen, it can happen. And guess what? Whatever is set up based on chances is not likely to happen uniformly for everybody. Are we together? And somebody in 1901 discovered that wealth can happen with mathematical precision. And he wrote a book titled The Science of Getting Rich. And he says if you follow these principles, you will get rich. Now, that book had a number of pages, about 60, 70 pages. I think you can find it in the bookshop to buy. But there was somebody else who did a smaller book, a guy called Bob, did a book called Success Formula. And that's the principle we'll be using as the overriding theme of this conference. And he said there's a formula for success based on empirical research of people who have succeeded. All of them have one thing in common. And the one thing they have in common is that they all understand this formula and apply it. What if I told you that whatever it is you wanted to drive in this life, what if I told you that whatever it is you wanted to pursue or drive, all that you needed is a precise combination of some particular ingredients and you are guaranteed to succeed? How many of us will be willing to hear what that formula was? If you are interested, can I hear yes? Yes. Usually, they told me, I usually tell a story about a young man who decided to go to an old wise man. They told him that this wise man was the one that had the success formula. And this formula is simple. It's a simple formula. Anybody can use it. And he told him that if you can learn this formula and apply it, guaranteed, anything you want to do in this life, you will succeed. This young man abandoned his life, abandoned his business, and went on the journey to find this wise man. I will do the same if it was me as well. I will abandon everything else to find this formula that will guarantee me success. And this man journeyed, traveled, paid for transportation, paid for his feeding, paid for his accommodation, and so. I don't know about you today, but I want to ask you, are you ready to understand what this formula is? Many people stay in their houses, they have the formula somewhere, but they never open it. Today in this conference, we want to show you few key steps that if you take, and we can take together concertedly, we will achieve success. If you are ready to listen, can I hear I am ready? I'm ready. Okay? If you're ready, then I'm ready as well. Usually, the right keys will open the right doors. If the key is right, you don't need to struggle with the door. If there's a struggle involved, they're using the wrong key. Are we together? Now, so what we want to do is we want to learn, some doors use keys, some locks use combinations. And we want to learn what are the key like this, I will succeed. Now, if there's anything I want to bring success. And I'm sure we all are like that as well. Now, people will come up to share this formula, the different elements of it and how it applies to our business so that you can excel. Pay attention to the things you are about to listen to and you apply them. It is guaranteed that you will succeed. The formula is so simple, sometimes you wonder how come more people are not succeeding. Simple, you see the simplicity. But I realize that it's not in the simplicity, it's in how many people are willing to apply the principles. And you look at the person beside you and tell the person, I will apply. Tell the person, I will take action with the principles. Now the formula is very simple. You are looking at it. I think I can stop now. Success. Are we done? Just combine the rest with it and you will succeed. Are we together? Yeah. That's the formula. But of course, if I gave you this and I left, will you be happy? No. Why? Because you need to understand what exactly is this rubbish I'm eating. Strike a chair. Aha. So people don't believe. After this session, you can check. You want to remove the scale. Okay, now, something has a formula, and it basically says it's D into I plus A plus B, all into brackets, plus B. What exactly are these elements? I will share them with you very quickly. Now, listen to me. If you put this, any venture in life you want to do, you will succeed. Because I've practiced it myself. And I have many mentors that I ask questions all the time that have practiced themselves. It works. Look at the person beside you, say it works. It works. Say it works. It works. What is D? In that formula, the first thing there is desire. Say desire. Desire. Now one of the things I realized is how far you can go is a function of how badly you desire it. And this is why it's fire is because it needs to be a burning desire. You know why people fail in network marketing? They fail because before they started, it wasn't connected with a burning desire. I tell people when, how we show up. Now, many people don't have a compelling why. The reason why I am doing this business and I'm passionately driving it is because I have a burning why. Hopefully, before this conference ends, I will have the opportunity of sharing my own why. Giving this a 10-year goal, whether I am in charge as MD or not, because my most prized positioning or my prized opportunity that leads to wealth is not the role I handle. My role limits what I want to do. My real prized opportunity is the father organization, and there is a burning desire behind it. I say to people, whatever you want to achieve needs to be tied to a burning desire. Now, that burning desire, call it a goal, call it a vision, call it a mission, call it a purpose. You need to have that clarity before we start looking at the key elements of the success formula. That if you look at it, it says D is multiplying everything else. Everything else is crucial, but desire is a multiplier effect. So before I start, I need to be clear in my mind. What exactly do I desire? What's my desire? What's my why? What's my compelling reason? Many of us, it's financial freedom. Are we together? For those of us who understand financial freedom, we know that there is nothing better than arriving at a place in life. We work or not, there is sufficient passive income to take care of our living expenses. For some of us, we want a luxurious lifestyle. We want to be able to decide the things we want to do on the flick of desire. I want to travel out today and go. For some of us, our our eyes have been limited to this country long enough. We want to see the world. Are we together? Now, it doesn't matter how mundane it is. It doesn't matter how high up it is. If you are not seeing, please let me educate people as they come. Is that you want to achieve, it needs to be strong enough and it needs to be driving you. We need an overriding burning desire. I tell people, usually set your clear goals of where you are going. No wind blows in your favor. Are we together? If you don't know where you are going to, that will help you get there. Let's imagine for a second that you are just given a car, a brand new car. And this car is meant to take you to your dream destination. And let's assume, for example, that your dream destination is Ibadan. What will you need to get to Ibadan? The first thing that better be in that car is what? Fuel. No matter how fast you can drive, no matter how skilled you are driving, no matter how good everything else that is crucial to get into Ibadan is, if you don't have fuel in that car, are you going to go far? You will go as far as the fuel will take you. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, in anything you pursue, you will go as far as your desire will take you. Your desire is the fuel in the car of purpose. You will go only as far as your desire is willing to take you. Now, why am I willing to do this for the long term? And why am I willing to commit significant energy to driving this? Because my desire is that strong. I have a why that is not satisfied just by merely any way beyond that. So can you say this together with me? Desire. Desire. We've shared this a number of times. Tell people that desire is an indication that the possibility exists. We say desire is possibility seeking expression. We say desire is function seeking performance. We say that the fact that it can enter into your mind as desire is sufficient proof that what you're desiring is possible. So the question today is, do you have a burning desire? Is there a burning desire in your mind that you want to achieve that says, this is what I want to achieve and it is burning? Is there a burning desire? The first element is desire. The real formulas are what you have in that bracket. What you have in that bracket constitutes the real formula. The D, the I, the A, and what? And P. Those are the real elements. But the first key thing is, before you start on that journey, you need to have a burning desire. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a burning desire today, cultivate it. If you don't have a compelling why to succeed in this business, grow one. Ensure that nothing else happens until that is sorted. Desire. I'll give you an example. I joined this business for 7 months and I didn't do anything. You know why? Because there was no desire. I got to that time in my life where I felt network marketing doesn't work. I'm not seeing anyone last beyond a year. I have a challenge with the way the business is going. I am no longer interested. But guess what? I interacted with somebody who stepped up my desire. And how did they step up my desire? I dealt with this lady from Malaysia who said, I went together. I saw her and I listened, slimmer than I am. I listened to her, younger than I am, but more successful than I succeeded. And I asked her, is there anybody who has done it for longer? And I said, I have somebody here who has done it for 8 years. And I went to meet the guy, and the guy told me exactly the kind of things I also desire to have. He said to me, Deolu, one of the most exciting experiences in this business I've enjoyed, that crying as I surprised him with a gift. He said, what was the gift? My father had been disconnected. He said his father had been disconnected from his family for over the last 30 years. They had never been to their home country in India. They were living in Malaysia. His father came to Malaysia. He had never traveled by air. He organized a ticket for the dad organized everything, and got the father to travel back to India to meet with his family, his cousins, the man got there and just broke down. He said, "Deolu, money can buy that." And he shared some very interesting experiences with me. And I said, "Really, these people are doing good with this business." And I made a commitment there and then. And you know, I said, "What? I'm going to join this business." And you know what? I need to meet the person who has succeeded the most in this business. So I'm following to Malaysia. What was I cultivating? Desire. I said, I want to shake the hands of the people who are doing things in this business. Those are earning good income. Let me see them. Let me listen to them. Let me shake their hands and let me set my goals from there. I got there, and what inspired me was the fact that in less than 10 years, they had built a network of 5.5 million distributors. Say 5 million.
5 million.
Say 500,000.
500,000.
Say 50,000.
50,000.
That's the level we are in now. So you can understand that what drives me as a desire is 100 times away from where we are now. That inspired the start. So you know what? Let me take this seriously. And let me not quit until I get to that end. So the starting point is what? Desire. Say with me, desire.
Desire.
Now once your desire is set, the next thing you want to ensure happens is that you seek out and find information and be willing to follow a system. Seek out for information and be willing to follow a system. Please say with me, system. Somebody defined a system here in a way I like to repeat. It says the process of predictably achieving a goal based on a logical and specific set of how-to principles. Systems allow ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results. Meanwhile, extraordinary people will not achieve ordinary results if there are no systems. System. Look at the person beside you. Say, follow the system.
Follow the system.
Oh, yeah. You say, follow the system.
Follow the system.
There's a story I really like sharing. It's the story of a man, and you probably heard from him before. I'll just summarize it. This man challenged his village and he could walk on water. Are we together? And everybody believed he couldn't walk on water, and he shocked them. They gathered together with their cameras and everything. They wanted to stop. They wanted to make a show of shame to say, how can you be boasting that you walk on water? The only person that walked on water did not announce it before you walked on water. How can you announce your own? The only person we know walk on water at night, not in the morning. So we don't even really know what was happening. Tell you are announcing your own, we'll come in the morning and watch you. And in the morning they came to watch him. And he took the first step, and second step, and third step. Everybody watched him, and he crossed the entire river in broad daylight. Everybody could not believe themselves. They were overjoyed. They were excited. We have a miracle worker in our village. And they approached him with cameramen and microphones and said, what exactly happened there? Can you share with us the secrets of your success? And the guy opened his mouth and said, everybody here as well can walk on water like I did. And you're expecting to hear how much the lesson fee is worth to teach them how to do it. And he said, everybody can walk on water if they know where the stones are. And what he had done was he had identified where the stones were. So what he was doing was just placing his leg on each of the stones as he walked. Now, simple story, but what he says is this. Anything in this world that you see anybody do can be replicated. You know that they followed. What is the specific, logical, how-to principle that they followed? How do I become gold? System. How do I become platinum? System. How do I become a billionaire? System. How do I become a millionaire in dollars? System. That there is a logical, predictable, how to any objective does. Your assignment, my assignment, is to find out the information and to follow. Look at the person beside you. Say, find out the information and follow. You know why we are here today? We are here today to find out the information and to follow. You see, success is simple. There is nothing you want to achieve in this world that somebody hasn't achieved before. Somebody has done something like that what is called OPE, other people's experience. It's only a fool that wants PE, personal experience. They say experience is the best teacher, other people's experience. But the fool will only learn by personal experience. OPE. Find out the information. Find out what are the step-by-step things that I need to do to succeed. That's the beautiful thing behind franchises. A franchise. The reason why people are willing to pay $1 million anywhere in the world to own a franchise of McDonald's is why? Because all you need to do is put that money down. They already have a system that you follow. But guess what? Even McDonald's franchises can fail. You know how they fail? By refusing to follow the laid down systems. Network marketing is so beautiful because the things you need to do are clear and simple. Ladies and gentlemen, simple. Outrightly simple. But you are guaranteed failure for as long as you are not willing to follow the system. Can you look at inside and say, follow the system? Follow the system. Tell the person, follow the system. Some of us are prevented from following the system because of our personal ego. No. I've been a successful person before in business. I know how to do it. This is how we used to do it when I was in corporate practice. It's not going to work. You need to lay down your ego and be willing to ask, where are the stones? I was once, he says, it was a wise saying that he taught me many years ago. He said, there's no problem in prostrating for somebody who can't stand up. Who is there because he's lame, crippled, or is in a position where he can't stand up. There's no problem prostrating. Why? Because when you get up, you can still be taller than them. Now, it means be willing to humble yourself to learn the system. Ask questions. It doesn't need to be the way you want to do it. Follow a system. Some of the people who should succeed the most in this business don't succeed because they are tied into their own way. Look at the person beside you. Say, live your own way. Follow the way that has been proven to work. If you read the book, which I recommend everybody reads, if you don't get it now, you can get it after. You can prepare to get it. It's actually an e-book. Somebody downloaded it to make it available. That's why it's around like that. It's not in the market. It's an e-book for you to download. Pay and download. Now, I will share something. There's a renowned coach in America, Vince Lombardi. Whenever he wants to teach football, he sports him how to play football. Do you know the first lesson? The first lesson he teaches them, he teaches how to play football and says, this is a football. It sounds stupid, it sounds ridiculous, but successful people really must first of all learn the basics. Now, in following the system, what is important? One of the most important things in following the system is, first of all, finding out somebody who has succeeded in what you want to do. I went to meet my mentor one day, one of my mentors. I brought him here before to interview, for you to interview him. I went to meet him and I said, this agri business you are doing has turned me into a billionaire. I want to do this business as well, so that I can become a billionaire. And he said to me, this business, if you can do exactly what I did, I can guarantee that in the next 10 years, you will be a billionaire, multi-billionaire. Because you have something that I didn't have then, you will start, not even where I started, you will start much later from where I started. Do you agree? Yes. And he said to me, and guess what? I am willing to support you. So you can benefit from OPE. Is that correct? I said, so when will this school start? He said, if you want to do this business, go and bring 40 million. I said, but you said with 10 naira. Why must I bring 40 million? He said, Deolu, because I can see that there are many things you are doing. And except you bring 40 million, you will not take this one seriously. That, as you can see, this is the thing I'm doing. So, you will need to forget all those other things, bring 40 million. I know that by the time you bring 40 million, you will be committed. You will be living on the farm. So say, go and bring 40 million, and I can guarantee you maximum 7 years, you'll be a billionaire. I'll be going to your family. I will tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing in my home. You'll be doing the same thing. Now, all I need to do is sit down, listen, follow, apply. Are we together? Yes. I will, with mathematical certainty, achieve the same results. But the question is, am I willing to pay the price? Am I willing to listen? Am I willing to commit? And guess what? Sometime in my future, I will still take him up on that thing. Okay? When I'm exhausted, because what we're doing here has the capacity to create the same value if I'm willing to follow the system. So one of the things you need to do is find a mentor. Find somebody who has succeeded in doing what you want to do. Somebody who is a step ahead of you, who has achieved the next milestone, and can show you how to follow. Where do you get mentors from? You will get mentors from books. You will get mentors from books. You will get mentors from seminars. You will get mentors from leaders in the business who you can meet one-on-one. Mentorship is key. For some of us who watched the movie earlier today, one of the key things we learned from that movie, Andrew Carnegie, is the power of mentorship. Get a mentor. Find a mentor or coach who is already prospering with the system. And as I used to well, we don't need to look far. This guy is always available. He's built a multi-million distributorship network by applying a simple system. That system is what we will teach from session to session in today's conference. Are we together? Yes. Don Feiler says the 45-second presentation that will change your life is a manual. It's a manual that analyzes 10 key presentations that when you follow can allow you to achieve success. This guy tells me, the slide here will be showing pictures. You're looking at me. I'm the real picture. And everyone that comes here after me, follow me. It shows you a system. 2 years build hundreds of thousands of downlines in his team and organization by following a simple system. The keys are very simple. Find out what works and look to apply it. Find a mentor, find a system that works and look to apply it. Someone once said the only difference between where you are now and where you will be in 5 years is 2 things. What are they? The people you meet and what? And the books you read. Finally, and the people I've met and the books I've read. Yesterday night, I was with one of my mentors that required a few millions to take. And the last time I talked with him, he said, "You don't do it." Everything was ready. He said, "No, I need to confirm something first." I let it go. Because I have lost money in my life. And I've lost money every time I've disobeyed counsel. Are we together? Every time I have heard the system and I refuse to follow it. Because the blessing I have is I'm not like many people. I'll tell you what I mean. Many people are on the expressway of life in a car that can run 3,000 kilometers per hour and there's no driver. There's no control. There's nobody pressing the brakes. Are we together? Now, what having a mentor, having a coach, having guided does to you is that it allows you to have somebody who applies the brake, who shows you the way, who shows you the road. If I tell you this is how I became platinum, step 1, do this, step 2, do this, follow this, and you follow it, will you become platinum? Yes. Definitely. So the first thing is find out the information, seek relevant information, and then follow the system. Can you say with me, I will follow the system?
I will follow the system.
Tell the person beside you, follow the system.
Follow the system.
Tell the person, follow the system.
Follow the system.
Now, I also say to people, knowledge is a fantastic thing. Once you learn what to do, you are one step ahead of somebody who doesn't even know. You know, there's a comfort in knowing. In knowing that I can do agri business and become a billionaire. I can be talking about it for the next 10 years and still be a Nigerian or a Congolian. Guess what? Knowledge is good, but there's a step after knowledge. called application. Can you look at this and say apply? Apply. Now, what I'm telling you is basically just setting the ground rules for what today is going to be about. First of all, we need to have desire before we start. So don't kid yourself. If what you want to achieve is 10,000 naira, you will achieve it before this class is over, if you want to. I can even organize it for you so I can go. But if your dream is a compelling dream and is a strong dream, then what you must do are three things. The first one is I, which says seek information and follow the system. The second one is A, which says start your engine and take action. Apply the information immediately. Knowledge without action is equal to no knowledge at all. Are we together? Look at the person beside you. Say apply the information immediately. Apply the information immediately. Say apply it immediately. Apply it immediately. Don't waste time, don't procrastinate, don't do it later, do it now. Apply the knowledge immediately. Ensure that whatever knowledge you find in this place, as we share about the system that will make you succeed, apply it right away. Don't sit on newfound knowledge waiting for the right time. Look at the person beside you. The right time, is now. Now is the right time.
Now is the right time.
So apply it at the right time. Apply it now. Do it now. Hold on a minute. What's going on? Whenever you have knowledge and you don't act on it, the knowledge is useless. It's worthless. Once you grab the knowledge, take action. Because this video is what's clearly the kind of action you need to take to build the organization. Once you find the knowledge, take action. They told you knowledge is power. How many of you is not correct? But it's when you apply it, the power is available. Okay, the application of knowledge is powerful. They call it wisdom. Why will I know that a system will work and I will not follow it? Reason number one, fear. Fear of the unknown, fear, uncertainty. What if? What if it doesn't work? Don't let fear hold you back from trying. I tell people, if you don't try, you have failed. Guaranteed 100%. But if you try, you have a chance. Don't let fear hold you down. Fear of failing, fear of it may not work. Those are the things that delay people. Don't be afraid. Number two, why people not follow the system? Time. It takes time. I don't know how many people here play any game. There's a game, you play a particular game, and I see your hand. You play any game. People don't play games. You are serious. So let me ask again. You play a game, and I see your hand. Wow. You don't play any game, let me see your hand. If you don't play a game and you are still single, go and get married. Like I'm playing games at home. But let me share this with you. I play table tennis. Okay? I play table tennis fairly well. And one of the things I realize is this. There's a way you learn how to play by default. You know, you learn by that's the way you learn, only because the way you were playing before. One of the things I realized is sometimes when you watch tournaments and you see people who are playing table tennis as their occupation, they play it differently. You see things like, you see some moves that look like, where is the ball? Do you understand? Now, those moves, if you want to learn them, for the next 3 weeks of your playing table tennis, you will appear like somebody who doesn't even know how to play at all. Are you following me? Yes. You have been playing in your local area, you are the champion. But you realize that in order to play like a professional and take your skills to the next level, you need to follow a system. Usually when you want to try and follow that system, once you realize this thing is taking time, boy, let's play the way I played before, Robert. I can beat this guy. But I don't use that new method. The new method, first of all, slows us down a little bit, and many of us lose our steam because we are afraid to take time. Look at that inside, you say, apply the system anyway. Professionals know, I have two friends who have become professional table tennis players now. Back in the days, We will deal with each other. But today I can't deal with them again. Because they have a coach. They took a coach for table tennis. I'm serious. Interestingly, it doesn't work like that here very much. You have to be outside the country or in the place where it's remote. So he took on a coach, and the coach will, throughout the match, they are smashing. There's no play. There's no rally. As in, that's how they play. As if you are watching them, you'll be confused. Now, where will I start from? Now, what it takes is, the coach stands there and says, guy, no, take your left hand. The best tennis player when I was in secondary school was the guy whose father decided to coach before he came to school. On table tennis. Told him, you use your right hand for everything. For table tennis, you use your left hand. He said, okay, sir. He said, push your left hand. Now, of course, you will struggle, left hand. You understand? But then they did it for him for like 3 months. Forget it. He's on point. Follow the system, apply it quickly. It will take time. It will take time. Allow it to take time. Many people also delay because of excuses. Perish every excuse. Do it now. The longer you wait to do something you know you should do now, the greater the chances that you will never do it. That, my friends, is the law of diminishing intent. That your intention diminishes every time you delay. Delay is dangerous. Okay? The longer you wait to do something you know you should do, the greater the chances you will never actually do it. Take practical action when? Now. I didn't hear you when? Now. Now. Don't wait. The time will never be right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you have at your command. Better tools will be found as you go along. Napoleon Hill, in his book Think and Grow Rich. James Thomas said something I like to quote as well. Nothing is more powerful than the person who knows his destiny and has chosen that the time to pursue it is now. Nothing is more powerful. Let me tell you this. When I came back on this trip, where I realized that we can grow to 5 million in 10 years. That's what I realized. I realized we can grow to 5 million in 10 years. Now, for me, for many people that can mean more money. I will together. I will earn. For some other person, it's an opportunity to impact so many lives. For somebody else, it's an opportunity to leverage on that influence for many other things. Are we together? But that dream sparked up something, and as soon as I come back to Nigeria, the first place I went to was a microfinance bank. To find out how I could create a system for people to buy that product from that company for cheaper or pay instrumentally because I thought it was expensive. I was looking for how we need to work in my own environment and how would I apply it now. When I went back to Avenue to work to reviews and I saw it was exactly the same thing and it was cheaper, my mind was made up. From that day, I began to get involved in building this business. I was idle as bros or semi-bros or bros for 7 months, and then 4 months later, I became platinum. Okay? You need to learn, have a desire, 1, 2, seek information and follow the system, 3, apply. And the third one there, which was P, is it P? Yes. P simply says persist. Persist. Never, never, never give up. Persist. Outlast the no's. Many of us don't succeed even though we have the other ingredients. You can have a burning desire. Your desire can be matched by you seeking emotion and understanding the system. You can apply it immediately. But many of us fail because just one day short of when we are supposed to be victorious, we throw in the towel. This speech is the best speech that ever happened in the world. It's the shortest speech, it's the most profound speech. Winston Churchill, I heard, went to a particular school. They were waiting for him for hours. It was the day. He came late. He wanted to give them a speech. They were waiting for a speech. And on the day he came to give his speech, he came to the front of the audience who had waited for hours for their graduation to listen to this great man speak before they graduated. And he came up front and stood on the podium and said, never, never, never give up. Thank you. How many of you know that you will never forget that speech? It will be the most memorable speech in the world. Because when they graduate and they go to face life and they are doing this and they are doing this and they are about to succeed and they want to quit, they just remember this magnificent speech. Never give up. That's it. Never give up the score. That's it. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing that beats persistence. There is nothing you want to do in this life. If you make up your mind, you will succeed. You won't give up. I will tell you a story of Sonia. I'm closing in 1 minute. And I'll be handing over to the next person who will be speaking. So please get ready beside. Introduction to MLM. We are 30 minutes behind schedule, so just have 30 minutes to the time to define exactly where we are. Sony started with rice boilers. They made the rice boiler, and the rice boiler did not succeed. They made a transistor radio, and the transistor radio did not succeed. But there was a decision they made. The decision they made was realizing that what made transistor radio, that what made them fail was not the transistor radio, and the reason for their failure was themselves. So they told themselves, we will not give up on this transistor radio, we must make it work. Look at the person beside you, say, I must make it work. Say, I will make it work. And it was when they made up their mind that the success was not in the product but in their person that they began to succeed. Many of us give up just before, just a few inches short of hitting gold. Look at this beside you, I will not give up. I will pursue until I achieve. You want to succeed, you will be willing to hear no until you hear yes. I must hear no. I'm not worried about no. No must come. But what will keep you persisting is the fact that before you began, there was a desire. We all quit at the level of our desires. That's the truth. Anything in this life, we quit at the level of our desire. Let me close by saying this to you. I have a car. The fuel of my car is what? Before I begin to go to Ibadan, I need to have a map and driving skills. The map and driving skills is a system. Are we together? Good. That gives me the direction of where I'm going. What is action? Action is what? Starting the engine and beginning to drive. That's action. Putting my leg on the accelerator and controlling the steering is action. But if I do that, it's not likely. I will be in Ibafo. It sounds like each other. One is done, one is for. I will be in Ibafo. Why? Because I stopped. Not quitting is ensuring. Step 3, the one of persistence, is ensuring that my leg is kept on that accelerator until I get to my destination. What will keep me going is the fact that my fuel can sustain me. Are we together? And the last B in that formula is belief, which is also tied to that desire. Because if I believe that where I'm going is Ibadan and everything else I'm doing is supposed to work, nothing stops me. But when I begin to doubt, this place I'm going. This is Ibadan I'm going to. I begin to doubt, I'll park. Ask somebody, please, is this the way to Ibadan? If I meet a good person, he says yes, I keep going. If I meet a good person, he says no, this is not the way to Ibadan. Let me enter the car, I will show you the way to Ibadan. He says, hey, okay, enter. And the guy takes you to Ibadan. The one he wants you to go to. And when you get there, if he's a lenient person, he takes you there and he says, sorry, this is where I'm going. You can begin to go to your own place. Or he uses it for something. Are we together? Look at that time, you say, never give up. Now, in the following few minutes, you will be learning the key applications of these principles. Of applying information, of getting the system, of taking action, of persisting, of having desire and belief. It's available outside, you can get as an e-book by seeing it there when this one is done. Please help me put your hands together as I welcome upstage to take us on the next march.